dark and difficult times lie ahead. Soon we must all face the choice between what is right and what is easy.
So now it turns out that low-level crimes that are recorded as crimes are now decided by individual police officers whether or not they're going to be investigated. This is a video I'm going to show you in just a few seconds from Joe Public, and I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description. If you haven't subscribed to him already, please do so. He's got some great content on there, really sticking it to the police, but showing the police up for what they are. Now, an incident happened to Joe Public a few weeks ago. He went to a community meeting with the police in a local town hall and was videoing. He was filming. It was a public space. It was a public forum. So he was videoing for his own records. He was approached and hassled by the police and told that he's not allowed to video and that he had to leave, he had to turn his video off. The police escalated the matter themselves. And then a member of the public came over and threatened Joe Public. I think he threatened to shove his camera down his throat or something, which is a direct threat of violence. There were police officers there. There was an inspector there. But yet none of the police did anything. So Joe Public made a complaint, went to speak to the inspector the following day. The incident was passed on to another officer, and this other officer has emailed Joe Public and literally told him that on the balance of probabilities, which I really don't understand that phrase, it shouldn't be about probabilities, it should be about facts, not probabilities. But on the balance of probabilities, a public order offence did occur, therefore the incident was recorded as a crime. But then goes on to say, well, in fact, I'll let Joe tell you himself, because it's pretty interesting, and considering he's got it in writing, I think this could possibly assist in dealing with the police if you get stopped for if you get stopped and they accuse you of a public order offence, then this may very well help you out a little bit. I'm not saying it will, but it's definitely worth a try. So take a look at this, and when you're finished, if you haven't already, go and let Joe Public know that you support him by subscribing to his channel, and don't forget, comments below are open for discussion and discourse. Always like to hear your opinions as normal, so I can debate with you if there's anything to debate. So I'm going to leave it at that. I will see you later. Joe Public, over to you.
Right, well, I'm sure most people who watch my channel know basically what happened at the Civic Centre and all that, at a local public meeting and all that. I'm going to put the links to those videos just in case you haven't seen them, so you know what the hell I'm on about, if you've just come across this. That bloke that came up to me while it was all clearing out, the bloke came up to me and threatened me with violence. I went to a police officer, Evans, her name was, and she just looked at me with that fluoride vacant stare and just walked away after I told her, like, I'm reporting a crime. Right in front of her face it happened, and she saw it. So anyway, there's that complaint that I'm trying to fucking sort out. But obviously I went to the inspectors to see the inspector that's in the video the next day. Spoke to him, made a complaint about her, which, oh God, there's no point in talking about that. But he's obviously passed this on to a Sergeant Halls, who sent me an email 2 days ago. I wasn't even going to do a video, but I just think it's so fucking funny, the shit that they come out with. But I'll put that up and I'll read it. So there it is. Mr. Harrison, no dear. It's not very nice, is it? Bit rude off the cuff, that. During the complaint voiced to Inspector Hughes, you alleged being a victim of a public order offence whilst at Southend Central Local Community Meeting. In accordance with the National Crime Recording Standards, a public order offence did occur on the balance of probabilities. What the fuck? And therefore, this incident has been recorded as a crime. I was tasked to review the investigation. I've deemed that the matter will not be investigated further as the use of police resources for low-level public order offences would be disproportionate. There's also no public interest, okay, to progress this matter further, blah, blah, blah. And there's some other dickhead involved called Superintendent Cannon. Okay, fair enough. I'm not really bothered about the snitch grass rat that came up to me, and the only reason he didn't want to be on camera is because he's fucking grassing on people, which is pretty much most of those people in that room. People stole their wheelie bins or changed the number on their wheelie bins probably, and they're grassing them up for that, because they're all fucking pathetic, those people in there. Absolute jokes. But if anyone has seen my other videos where I'm arrested for basically sticking my finger up at a police officer, allegedly this is, and then I'm basically accosted, kidnapped, handcuffed, and it wasn't I stood there going towards this police officer sticking my finger up or anything like that's in their statement. Apparently they drove by, I did it, and I was quite far down the road by the time they came back, so there's no threats of violence or anything like that. But yeah, I was held in the police station for 13 hours, 10 of those without food or water. I was assaulted in the police station, treated like complete shit for a public order offence. I was then released at the end, after 13 hours of fucking hell, with court dates. Well, a court date, which they kept fucking changing around and all that, which was a bit strange. But then eventually the CPS must have looked at it again. I don't know. I'm requesting that information to find out exactly why it was all dropped completely when they gave me a court date in the first place. But all that happened to me for a public order offence, allegedly a public order offence. But now they're saying that they don't investigate those because it's not worth it. There's no public interest and all that. So I don't know if this is like a new thing, but it's very interesting to know, and it's quite cool actually that they don't investigate public order offences anymore. So, and I've got this written right in front of me to prove it. So there's going to be plenty of police that get a fucking finger as they drive by me or talk to me, because apparently they don't investigate it. So we're all good to go. Another little thing was I emailed that Inspector Hughes that's in the 2 last videos, and I got an automated reply that he's on a course. I'm hoping that the course he's on is he's just sat in a room on his own, and there's some other person there with the Basic Law for Dummies book, and they are just smacking it round his fucking head for about a week. That would be interesting and quite funny. But I think that's it for now. I'm sure there'll be more to come. I'm hoping there'll be more videos, but this shit, I don't even need to leave the house for this crap. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Speak to you later. Bye.
So, public order offences are low-level crimes. They are crimes, it states that in the letter. They are low-level crimes, and the amount of the police resources to deal with that offence is not proportionate. So therefore, they're not going to investigate a crime. And also because it's not in the public interest, although it was a member of the public who made the report. It's a little bit confusing. I mean, this whole thing on the balance of probabilities, we heard this in my video with regards to the Leeds library assault. The police officer, the sergeant that called all of us up and told us all the same thing, that on the balance of probabilities, there is no evidence to suggest that we were assaulted. So where are the police getting this balance of probabilities thing from when they're supposed to deal with fact and evidence? It's absolutely mind-blowing. But this letter fabulously shows you exactly, how the police pick and choose what incidents they want to deal with. Okay, if they don't like somebody, then on the balance of probabilities, we just might not bother investigating it. Do you know what I mean? So, however, if you're out and about and you are accused of a low-level public order offence, something that may be finable, for example, a summary offence, then if it's me, I'm going to turn around and say to them, look, you know, are you sure you want to go through with this? I mean, just think of the resources that it's going to take up that could be, you know, put to better use. Is it really in the public interest to deal with me because I'm standing here with a camera, or, you know, whatever it might be? Don't be a twat about it. Don't go out and purposely instigate a situation. But if you're out doing something, photographing or whatever it might be, and you get approached by a police officer who then starts throwing public order offence mumbo jumbo at you, then it might be worth just turning around and explain, or asking them, you know, is it in the public interest? You know, on the balance of probabilities, do you think you're going to get a conviction, officer? Do you know what I mean? So we've got to use their own tools against them at the end of the day, haven't we? So this is coming from the police. And I understand different police officers and different police forces would deal with things slightly differently. However, I've heard exactly the same from West Yorkshire Police as what Joe Public has heard from Essex Police. So yeah, there we go. It's all fun and games. Anyway, I am off. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave your comments in the description, in the comment section below. And yeah, Joe Public's channel link is in the description, and also the link to the video where he was at the public meeting with the police a couple of weeks ago. So thanks very much for watching, and until next time.
Good night all.